Okay, I am here to walk you through my hexagonal thinking for why water is important. So over here, I had my list from my word bank, and I chose 12 words. Now, before I just randomly chose 12 words, I tried to figure out a way that I could connect one word to the next, which is exactly what you're going to have to do. So on my first time I tried to do this, I tried to connect water scarcity to continent, and I couldn't figure out a way to do it. So I decided those were two words that I did not want to try to connect together on my first draft. After taking some time to look through all of these, I did figure out a path that worked for me. Now, while you are making your path, you can't copy mine. You're going to need to come up with your own. But I started up here at the start with the word civilization. Now, you're making a video for Miss Reiner and I where you're connecting and you're literally talking through the same thing that I'm going to do. So I thought about civilizations like Mesopotamia, where they really and truly depended on the geography, there's my second one, of the area when they decided to settle down from being hunter-gatherers to we are farmers, da 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 da. Now, a lot of times that geography had to do with the fact that there was a river. Because there was a river, that meant that the people didn't have to walk around trying to find water to drink, and it also meant that they could start to plant plants. And to water those plants, since they were right by the river, they needed to create some sort of an irrigation system. Now, sometimes that irrigation system would be made out of dams or levees that they had built in order to stop part of the river and use it to help them water their plants. Now, the fact that they made these irrigation systems, that was an instance of human impact. And so that human impact showed that humans could change the area, they could change the ecosystem. Now, not in ancient times necessarily, but in more modern times since the Industrial Revolution, the humans have still been impacting their ecosystem, and they have been causing a lot of climate change by the burning of fossil fuels and things of that nature. Now, because the climate is getting warmer, one of the problems is that we have areas that have a lot more precipitation than they're supposed to. And precipitation is when rain or snow or sleet comes down from the sky. And we have areas that have very little precipitation. Now, even in areas that have some precipitation, our problem is because we're a lot hotter and the sun is able to get so much energy into our planet, that's causing more evaporation. Evaporation is when water goes from a liquid to a gas and starts to move up into the atmosphere. Now, because a lot of our water is being evaporated away, like at Lake Mead in Nevada, that's causing water scarcity, where it's hard for us to get enough water to people. And what water we have doesn't necessarily mean that it's usable water. So, for instance, we have, ice caps that are melting, and that, yes, is creating more water, but it's also creating more salt water, which isn't really usable water for us. So, hang tight. So, one of the things about that usable water is that usable water is a physical feature on a map. So things like lakes and rivers and streams are underground water sources. Those are physical features that are sometimes drying up completely, like Lake Mead. Now, when that happens, people are going to have to start leaving. Just like they came to an area for civilization, they're going to have to leave an area because it doesn't have the geography that they need in order to survive.